Right here today with a brand new video. And before I get into this Academy review, I need to say something, and this is an apology, so I'm going to do it quick. Pretty much what happened was, as I said in almost every one of these reviews, I've been really putting these out poorly. I've been sending them out. My plan was doing these probably one of them or two of them a week. That was my plan. I really screwed up with this. I am now doing at least 2 videos a day, and that's what I'm going to need to do. So I'm going to apologize from all the spam from all the other videos and all the spam that's going to be coming up soon. Tonight I'm going to post this review and another review at pretty much the same time. And tomorrow I am going to be doing almost the same thing later, just so I can get these out by Thursday. And I deeply, deeply apologize for this. So, yes, for all the people who have notifications on, I am so sorry, and I deeply apologize. I'm recording these two videos now, and they'll be up. I'm hoping to put them up late tonight. So, no, because then it would be Thursday. I'm going to be posting these ones maybe at 11 o'clock. So, by 12, they'll both be up. And then by tomorrow at 6, I'll be able to post the final 2 reviews, and this will all be over with. I am so sorry for all the spam. I deeply apologize. Now let's get into this review, which is also, sadly, this is my least favorite episode of the entire series. Beard Science. Skylanders Academy, Episode 9, Beard Science. This episode was focused on Eon, and let's just get into it. I'm going to start with things I like. This is something I did really enjoy. It was only at the start of the episode and only lasted for a few minutes, but I did really like it. We got focused on the cadets. We usually, almost in every episode, it's always Spyro, Jetpack, Stealth Elf, Pop Fizz, and Eruptor. It's usually, and sometimes we only get Eruptor, Spyro, and Stealth Elf. But this time we actually got a few scenes with the cadets, which I'm pretty sure in the first episode we saw Wind Up. I think it was Wind Up, Roller Brawl, and Flashwing. Flashwing wasn't in this episode, but Hex and Roller Brawl, and Wind Up were all in there, and of course Hex comes with all their team. So that was, I really like seeing them for the first few minutes. They show up later in the episode, but they're not there for that long. So yeah. One other thing, we got the Academy's origin in this episode, which was cool, I guess. Pretty much it was Eon I think he was trying to save the world, except he couldn't do it alone, so he started an academy to train people to save the Skylands. Glumshanks in this episode. I think it's definitely tied for me, either Jetpack or Glumshanks. I honestly can't decide. I love them both. They're both great characters in this show. I really, and Glumshanks in this episode was awesome. I really liked Glumshanks in this episode. He was like really cool. And the last thing that I enjoyed was Chaos was treated nice for once. I liked, I like in some episodes, as long as it's not permanent. We get to see kind of like the opposite of stuff. Chaos is usually treated very poorly, like everybody's mean to him and stuff like that. In this one, he was actually, people kind of cared for him. Now for the things I disliked. The beard powers. This goes for the whole thing. This entire episode focuses on facial hair. That's the plot of this entire episode, pretty much. Which is, how do you come up with that idea? I don't get how you come up with that idea, but it's stupid. I'm sorry, but it's very stupid. Also, Elon fights with his beard too, which doesn't make any sense. I get that. It has been done before where people, like, I'm pretty sure Marvel Comics has done it with a few of their characters where they can fight with their hair. Sure, but why? I don't get it. This is not something I disliked, but I put it under here just so I can mention it. Eon's a wizard in this show, and he's not. Portal Masters in this entire show are not mentioned. Portal Masters don't exist in this universe, sort of dealio. So yeah, I just thought that was weird since mainly the whole games are about how. Well, I guess it's fine that they don't have them because it's all about in the games that the player is the Portal Master, and it makes sense that they don't exist in this universe. It's kind of if one, the Skylanders were never banished to Earth, they still are in Skylands and stuff like that. Next, Wolfgang and the Golden Queen date. I'm just, what? Why? I remember when this was first revealed, a ton of people, like, the clips from this episode were shown, and everybody, and if I can remember, everybody hated that idea. Again, similar to the Chaos and Golden Queen situation, and again, this is an interpretation. I am perfectly fine with that, but it just seems so odd, even though because, like, it feels like the Chaos situation where Wolfgang, even in the video games, he was not, even though he still, like, was with the Golden Queen, he didn't like her that much. Like, when you're in the, time travel episode, level, where you go 9,000 years later, he mentions to the Skylanders, like, there's no Chaos, there's no Golden Queen, and stuff like that. There's no Doom Raiders. He says that, which he kind of shows that he doesn't like her. So, I'm fine that they're allowed to do what they want with their show, but I just find that relationship so weird. Especially the only reason Golden Queen dates Wolfgang. I just said dates us. What the heck? The only reason she dates Wolfgang was because his fur, which, again, what? I don't know. And then next is Chaos with hair. That's why he doesn't. I guess it was a plot point, but he doesn't, like, he just wears Eon's beard upside down, and it's just, what? Why? That's this entire episode. What? Why? What? Why did this episode need to exist? If they wanted an Eon episode, I would have been fine with a full episode of just Eon in the past, where maybe they could have started it with him talking to the cadets on how he created the academy. That would have been like, we could have got Eon's origin story, and we kind of got it in this episode, but they could have really lengthened it out, and I would have loved that. That would have been great, except we got this. And one of the last things I really disliked was Golden Queen in this episode. Again, she's just mean. And not in, like, the villain way. Like, she leaves Wolfgang after a few minutes, and after Chaos loses his hair, she also leaves in a few minutes. It's just, why? I really dislike this episode. And Eon abuse. I put that down as Eon abuse. When he loses his hair, no one likes him at all. And I felt really sorry for Eon in this episode. So, yeah. I did like a few jokes in this episode. There was the K Gold. That one I found funny. It was when Chaos was mixing his because he wants to be with the Golden Queen. He was mixing his name with hers, and then it's just with the white Glumshanks, or oh, how did I forget his name? I forgot the person who voices Glumshank's name. I had it in my head. Just the way he delivered that line. He just said it really quickly. K Gold, like stuff like that. I found it really funny. And just the one part where Eon talks really fast, and then he goes, like, he explains the entire situation of the entire episode in about a few seconds, and then they all go, oh, and Eruption just says, I knew it. I don't know why I found that funny, but I did. So I wrote it down. Other than that, that's this episode. I really wanted to rush through this one because I would have been here much longer if I talked about every problem I had with this episode. So other than that, guys, again, sorry for the spam. I'm not even gonna say please like it and not forget to subscribe because I have done bad. I don't deserve it this time. So other than that, have a nice day, and again, apologies for the scam. For the next few videos, I deeply apologize. Goodbye.